one, I thank Marshall for his point of view. He does not fit in my definition of a cult. Number two, I really like your questioning of Steve, and I think he should go back and study Roosevelt's idea for the judiciary, because while that was downgraded tremendously by the press, I have listened to his speech and studied it, and I think he had a really good idea. I don't have time to go into it right now. Number three, I absolutely agree with Agent. We need to update the source code, and that's why I think it's time for us to seriously consider a national referendum process. Part of that is because the Republican Party is broken, and in many cases, it is a cult, and I will leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Gerald, David Mihalov, and Steve. Gerald.
Yeah, so what exactly would constitute a constitutional crisis? Being the question is interesting, because it's like, how would we even know? I mean, I think sometimes context gets lost, and look at what is, like I said, one of your other rooms, Gary, look at what is happening right now. We have an entire system of government that in many ways is being dismantled in front of us. And all you really need is a moment or an incident or just the right number of votes to permanently change something. So the pushback being, well, it's not a constitutional crisis because of this or because of that. Well, maybe the right inciting incident hasn't happened yet. You know, we have precedent with regards to terms, right? And I'm going specifically to the Steve Bannon thing. Steve Bannon, regardless of what people might think, Steve Bannon has Donald Trump's ear, and they talk to each other. And if Steve Bannon is willing to go out in public and say that Donald Trump will run and will be elected, anyone who thinks this is hyperbole is simply not paying attention to the facts on the ground. We only need an incident. We only need a moment. We only need a spark to have something that would cause either an executive decision, or some type of thing that would make this a reasonable solution. Like, so for example, Roosevelt, what if towards the end of this term, we're now in war, and his Congress, because it is his Congress, decides that we want to extend his term. The idea that it is impossible for these things to happen, it's just not based on history. And people want to make these arguments about Congress and 1803 and all of these things when most of Americans didn't even have the right to vote. Does not make sense to me. Look at literally what is happening in front of us right now, and use what they used to call the 11th man philosophy. And the 11th man philosophy is that you have a situation, if 10 men agree, it is absolutely the responsibility of the 11th man to disagree. And I think we are heading into some dangerous spaces. That's all, Gary.
Thank you. I'm pleased to announce that the Pentagon has restored the webpage on Jackie Robinson. I got choked up. I was very emotional about that. It was pretty obvious by the sarcasm that I...
I'm not grumpy. I'm just tired. I want to get off of my live stream.
On the Facebook Messenger.
Stretch my back. Got some pain.
So good.
Pain.
Good on them for recognizing this was a big mistake on their part. Thank you, Daryl. David Mihalov.
Big back, mate. Big back, Melita.
Hello. Welcome from the great state of Michigan. A climate haven. The best weather in the country.
Except we are winter. Come on.
No, it's 75 degrees today.
Today. You guys had a rough winter. Come on.
We're still a climate haven, and we don't want Trump screwing up the weather either by taking out NOAA. We are in a